Hello, everyone, and welcome to Around South Jersey. I've got a very special guest tonight, Jim McCarthy, who comes from the famous McCarthy family, but has made it even more famous by starting his own food business. And tell us a little bit about, Jim, what got you interested in the food business?
So, my mom was always a good cook around the house. She's always done, home cooked meals, and it's something with me just attached to it. Not quite sure, but that's definitely where I started. Was I always watched what she did, and I helped out wherever we could.
She was lucky to have you. Now, when you graduated Millville High, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then what did you do? Where'd you go?
I went to business school, York College, and I graduated with a business degree. And then I didn't know what to do. A lot of people, go to college, you don't really know. You go because that's what you're supposed to do, right? And then so from there, I went to culinary school. Atlantic Cape Community College.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, I got the job at Sideline Sports Bar, and I started the kitchen over there with Ted. And, when he opened his kitchen, I was the kitchen manager running that.
Well, I'll tell you what, he still has great food.
Yeah,
that's for darn
absolutely.
sure.
Yep.
Oh, wow. So when did you go to Millville? Didn't you teach?
Yeah, so then from there, my son was born, and I needed a little more stable hours. So I went to, and the teacher who taught me, I took the home ec class in Mrs. Lindemuth in the high school, and she retired. And the job opened up, and I applied, and I taught at Millville High School for 10 years, culinary program.
Oh, that's neat. I bet that was fun.
Yeah, definitely. The last time I was on here was we were doing the dinner, the Renaissance dinner we talked about.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so
yeah.
that was a good event. That was fun.
Yeah.
I love teaching kids. And being in the atmosphere, I still have that. A lot of the workers I have for me they're in Millville Culinary, and so I still love teaching kids.
Oh, that's neat. That gives you the best of both worlds, where
Exactly.
you're still able to put out your great food and also teach the children. Before we went on the air, I was asking Jim if he remembers his grandma and grandpa, which you do on the McCarthy side. B was your grandma. They lived on Cloris Avenue, and his grandma was my Cub Scout leader. So and his dad, Rich, and I went to school together. He was a year behind me in school. And I don't know, what did your grandpa do, Uncle Dick?
He worked in the glass factory.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they were nice people. And, of course, now Jane, do you have an aunt?
Mm-hmm.
Jane?
Yep.
Who did she marry?
Ralph Lean.
That's right. I forgot about that, sure. Yeah, because I used to see them at Lynn's Deli a lot.
Yep.
So where's your favorite place to eat besides the T-Bolt Catering?
Well, Franklinville Inn. That's my.
Oh, that is, isn't it?
That's.
But you got to do me a favor. You got to go see Sybil.
Sybil?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've had all these famous people on my show, but never, I wanted Elvis and Oprah and the people with one name. I finally got him, Sybil, as one name.
Okay.
He owns the Hotel Charlesworth.
All right.
And I'm telling you what, Jim, it is fabulous food.
Okay.
Oh, my goodness. And he is quite a character. Bring your wife, and he'll give her a piece of jewelry. He brings over jewelry that they could select from his mom's collection and stuff like that when she passed. But I know Franklinville Inn is phenomenal, and he's right up there with it. I would say he's probably one of the best restaurants in South Jersey. In fact, one of the things I love he does is Chilean sea bass.
Oh, I love Chilean sea bass.
And his is as good as Winfield's. And I used to get Winfield's Chilean sea bass. In fact, this was in North Jersey. I just had Chilean sea bass. It was fabulous, but it was up in Springfield, New Jersey, where my oldest son's family's from. So I'm trying to think where I had that. But it's, you're right, Franklin. And that's hard to get in. You got to have reservations.
You do.
Way
Absolutely.
time ahead, right?
There's a trick, but if you go and sit in the bar, sometimes you can sneak your way to a table.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
You ever been to Chef Vola's in Atlantic City?
No.
That's one you got to know somebody to get in.
Oh,
I've
really?
been there through fundraisers and stuff, but not on my own. I had to go with it.
Chef
Vola's.
Chef Vola's.
Yeah, it's another.
And what do they specialize in?
Obviously Italian.
Chef
Right.
Vola. Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, of course, when I go, they bring out the family style because it's like 100 people. It's a fundraiser or something that I've gone to down there. So it's another very, very good restaurant. Have you ever been to the one on the water in Franklinville?
Lake House.
Lake House.
I actually worked there.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, first
Okay.
Yep, I was a waiter, and yep.
That's nice.
Right when I was opening the catering business, I needed like an extra little job because, whenever you're starting a business, as you know, it's you take on as much as you possibly can because it's not always easy moving, especially in the beginning.
Yeah, good point. And starting a business is not easy to do. But Jim, what do you give this success? What's been the success thing for you mostly?
Drive. My mom's work ethic. It's a lot. It's long hours. And knowing that going in is always key. Proper preparation prevents. It's a lot.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Ted Lambert taught me that years ago, and that has been the signature. Is getting up early and making a plan for the day and understanding that. If you don't have that, then you will fail. And so it's just over time, it's a lot of work, a lot of grit.
Yeah, it sure is. And the food business is a tough business, no question about it. It really is. So I know you have the T-Bolt Catering. Tell us something about where you'll go anywhere and cater? A
lot of the stuff that we do right now is private parties. So we do weddings. That's our major thing that we focus on with catering is our wedding business. But food truck does well. So and again, we do birthdays, graduations, and we'll show up. And we'll cook for you right then and there. We have we do little desserts, funnel cake, fried Oreos with ice cream.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
that sounds delicious.
And we do the egg rolls. Everybody loves our buffalo chicken egg rolls and cheesesteak egg rolls. The sliders with our Big Mac sauce. My favorite sandwich is the po' boy. So it's a fried shrimp with our sweet chili sauce with mayo, and then it's lettuce, tomato, and a long roll. That's my favorite sandwich because it got the cold and the hot and the fried. It's one of my favorite sandwiches.
What is that, Jim? Oh.
That was one of our wraps from the barbecue store. That's our rodeo cheesesteak from the barbecue store. So we did a barbecue store for a while.
That's right.
I do that for catering a lot. So we do a lot of brisket. We do a lot of pulled pork. That was our brisket sandwich with cheddar cheese on top, right there. Yep. There's pulled pork with our Spanish rice, chicken parm. So all kinds of stuff we did at the barbecue store for sure. We still there's our meal prep. Blackened salmon. Our ribs are really good, and I love our ribs. I take pride in them. We smoke them with cherry wood, and we just did an event. I did a catering job. They wanted the ribs. Meal prep our blackened shrimp. That's our brownie. So this is right here, and so it's our meal prep brownie. It has 1 gram of sugar in it, believe it or not, and it has 8 grams of protein per brownie.
Now, okay. Oh, yeah. And the information's on the back of it too, which is really
facts all on the back.
So it's 210 calories per serving.
Yep.
And of course, there's 2 in the container, so obviously that makes it 410. Right. And so, tell me that again. The protein.
So there's 8 grams of protein, and there's 1 gram of sugar in it.
That's amazing.
It's not going to spike your sugar like a normal brownie would. It's going to you're going to get your protein in there, which helps stabilize, and so it gives you sustained energy with the peanut butter in there as well. So that's the main goal. My food that I produce, it's energy food, right? So you eat it so that you sustain your energy through the day. Fuel, eating for fuel is more important for the week to get through, especially when I'm, like you said, working in the restaurant industry. You're working 80 hours a week this time of year. Like my June next week is crazy. So I have to eat the food that's going to give me the energy to get through those long days.
Boy, it's a good thing. I recently have had Eric from Wildflowers on, and he makes a power bar that similar to what you're saying. It's got lots of protein in it, only 1 gram of sugar, and it really holds me over. I only eat 1 meal a day. I have 2 power bars, either his or I'll get another one that's pretty tasty as well. But that's what you're right. You got to have the protein. I mean, carbs shoot up and come back down, and they put you, where you're hungrier again. So I really try to avoid carbs as much as I can. Vegetables I see, like with this. Tell us.
So that's our Korean chicken meatballs. So we just made these. This got delivered this past weekend, so people are eating it this week. And it's cryovac, so it holds very well. It'll stay from shipment into your fridge for 7 days. Once you open it, you want to eat it within 2.
Okay.
And that, we make our own barbecue sauce in house for that. And again, there's no sugar added in a lot of these meals. So gluten-free, dairy-free, and no sugar added.
Boy, that is really very, very important. And, it's interesting. I'm just fighting my 3rd battle of cancer. I think I have it under control this time again. But a lot of what I hear, like what I read and talking to my cancer doctor, it is food processing that causes so many Americans to have cancer. You don't see, the Chinese and Japanese suffering with cancer like we are here in America. And I know my daughter was telling me I was eating these Zone bars, and she said, Dad, they're processed, too much sugar, stop eating them. So I have, and I've switched over to healthier protein bars, and that really helps. But it does seem to be a correlation between food processing that we eat as Americans. I mean, think about it. Our parents didn't have McDonald's, or your parents maybe, but our grandparents certainly did. My grandparents and your grandparents didn't.
Right.
But it's a lot of junk food that we have and go through that. And that's neat that you can make all this healthy stuff. Now, these cookies, tell me.
It's mainly made of banana. So that's the base for the cookies, banana. But we use monk fruit sweetener. And that's our major sweetener in there. The chocolate chips themselves are dairy-free, and they're dark chocolate. So, again, healthier options for that. It is gluten-free. We use almond flour in it. And we have our protein powder is a plant-based protein powder. So that's a lot of the base, too.
7 grams of protein, folks, in a cookie. That's fabulous. It really is. And, like you said, 0% sugar added. Total sugar is only 1 gram.
And that comes from the banana and the chocolate chips, but it's marginal because you're using the dark chocolate. Wow.
That is neat. Again, talking about eating healthy foods. And Jim, explain, let's take a break. And when we come back, have Jim explain to you how you can get involved in getting these packaged foods at your house. And we'll do all that right after these messages.
Many people treat their health like a game. With Complete Care Health Network, it's easy to start your healthcare journey. Just select from our specialties and schedule online, by phone, or on our app. Our entire team communicates with one another, so everyone works together on your total health. Plus, we make it even easier with all of these additional benefits. Level up your health with us. Complete Care Health Network. No games, just great health care for everyone.
More than a century ago, General Tire was born, right here in America. Since then, we've made a name for ourselves by making tires you can depend on. Tires built to handle any road this country can throw at them, and relied on by every kind of driver. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
How'd it happen?
She showed up dead on arrival.
This never gets easier.
It does when you call CarShield before your car breaks down. Look at these prices. The camshaft, transmission, engine.
Don't people know? A plan through CarShield could protect up to 5,000 parts and systems.
You hate to see it.
An out-of-warranty car is going to break down eventually.
Right, which is why they need a plan through CarShield. Those expensive repair bills get paid and at the mechanic of their choice. They're notifying the family.
Poor guy. He doesn't even know what's coming.
Another victim of senselessly expensive repair bills. Can't save them all.
But we can keep trying. Didn't have to end this way. If he'd have just called CarShield before his car broke down.
Exactly.
Protect yourself from the unprecedented rise in cost for parts and repairs. Call now to save money with your price lock guarantee. Call CarShield now.
Call 1-800-890-2387.
Hey, check this out. Hernia repair. Ain't nothing, man. Kidney surgery. That's nothing. Gallbladder removal.
That's nothing. Spinal repair. I don't see nothing.
Exactly.
Minimally invasive robotic surgery at Inspira Health. Scar so small, it's almost like nothing ever happened.
Welcome back to Around South Jersey. My special guest is Jim McCarthy, who is the owner of T-Bolt Catering, and now with fabulous dinners. I can't wait to sample the cookies and the brownies and the meatballs and all these. Now, Jim, again, let's talk about how do you get to have your meals? I mean,
So we have our website. We post every Sunday
okay,
at 5:00, and our menus are up. And we close down Thursday. So right now our window is open. So you can order, and then we close out at 12 on Thursday. And we do all our deliveries around Fridays and Saturdays.
oh, that's super.
Right to your house. So we drop it off right on your front doorstep, and it's easy, convenient, and again, it's about having the planning involved, right? I mean, you talked about the processed foods. If you're going to do this yourself, it's a lot of work, and you want to stay out. You want to stay out of the middle aisles of the grocery store. You want to
that's true.
Just the perimeter, and
that's funny. I had the nutritionist on from ShopRite years ago, and she said that. Go to the outside part of the store.
And that's it. And that's
where your fresh fruits, vegetables, and all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
But boy, you know what, Jim? I could never, I mean, of course, living alone, and I've never had this talent you have of preparing anything.
I appreciate that.
And I don't prepare food. I mean, especially the vegan thing, where you look at that, my gosh, chop, and all that stuff. But you have a whole staff that prepares these meals, and then what do you vacuum seal?
We vacuum seal everything. Yep.
Okay.
It just provides the freshness. I mean, that lettuce will stay green in your refrigerator for about 10 days. Like, it's crazy how well, because it's oxygen. Oxygen is where bacteria grows. So if you remove all the oxygen, then you're not gonna have the bacteria to grow in it. So, I mean, I love I love the freshness of it too. I mean, we did this. We've been doing this for about 4 years now. It's been like a grow with it, right? So we were starting off. We were just boxing the meals and just putting them out, and people came and picked the food up. It was during COVID, so it was doing well.
Yeah.
And now there seems like there's meal prep companies everywhere. So you got to stay up with the times. And you got to keep things out fresh. People want delivery, convenience.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
I mean, that's the huge thing is convenience. If you're working out and you're trying to get into shape, you want things to be as easy as possible, and that's what we do for you. You know, we have all the nutrition facts right on the back. So if you're following your macros and you're following everything to a T, we have it for you. So like the protein count is right on back. Usually our meals stem for they're like 60 grams of there's six ounces of a protein, it's 2 ounces of a healthy fat, and then a cup of vegetables per meal, and that's their standard. Now we are doing a couple different things that we're coming up with our menu soon. So majority of our meals stick around 50 to 60 grams of protein.
This is 66 grams of protein,
Jim.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Well, there's a lot. Yeah, so the meatballs themselves have cashew in there as well.
Oh, that's
which
fabulous.
carries
protein.
protein. So there's our menu, and we're adding a lot of new different things. So we have the shred meals. That's where we started, and that's pretty much what the things I just described. The low calorie is just predominantly the protein and the vegetables, and then we have our elite athlete. Our elite athlete has like 8 ounces of a protein. It has the cup of vegetables. It has the healthy fat, but it also has a carbohydrate. Like we use the sweet potato, or we do the quinoa and rice blend. So a bunch of different things that are on there. So my whole idea is what I want to do is coming next on the pipeline is I want to create a system for the individual. So what is your goal? Where do you want to be? So for me, I eat 200 grams of protein. I eat 60 to 80 grams of fat per day, and then I do a carb rotation. So I do 50 grams of carbs on Monday, and then Tuesday I do 100 grams of carbs, and then Wednesday I do 150, and then I repeat that process through the weekend.
What are the carbs you eat?
So majority of what I eat is sweet potatoes, regular potatoes. I mean, I eat regular potatoes too. I mean, I like the fact that I enjoy with of course.
Yeah, they really
with
are.
family, I want to be able to eat certain foods. So like we have dinners still, and if it's my high carb day, then I'm going to eat dinner with the family because I really value that. That's something that I love eating dinner with my family. This time of year it's hard because a lot of long hours, but majority of the months I'm home with my family and we're eating dinner together.
Let's talk about that wonderful family of yours. Tell everybody who your wife is and what she does.
So my wife Katie is she's a gym teacher at Holly Heights, the school I went to. So
there she is there.
It's funny that she teaches in the side where I have a silhouette of myself on the wall.
Oh, no kidding.
Yes, so
that's cool.
It's funny that she has,
You
she has
went
to
to
see
Holly
my
Heights,
silhouette.
didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Forgot about
yes.
that, yeah.
So she sees my silhouette every day. My youngest right there, redhead Penelope. Eliana is our middle child, 7, and then Benjamin is 14.
Wow. Does Benjamin like sports?
He does. He plays soccer.
Good.
Yep, flag football. He does a lot of different things.
Now, is Grandma going to get a hold of Ileana and get her into field
hockey? She's already started.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Go on. Yeah. Penelope's already started. Well, Katie was field hockey for Kingsway, so really good.
So you got both sides of the family.
Yeah, they got no shot. They are field hockey through and through. No chance. My mom will take care of that as well.
Of course, Jim's mom, just phenomenal. How many years did
She
taught 50?
She coached for 50 years. Yep.
Isn't that amazing?
Field hockey, yep.
And I was saying to Jim before we went on the air, and somebody recently said something to me about this. They said, why doesn't Quinn Broadcasting do more girls' sporting events? I said, we would love to. We truly would. I can't find sponsors. I got the only thing that really sells is Millville football. Basketball and baseball, I just barely break even if I do those. Football, we do actually make a little money on. But Tony Trongone, who I love, we're going to miss him a lot, he's retiring. He said to me several years ago, he said, Jim, I want to do a field hockey game. I said, okay. So anyway, he got somebody to do the play-by-play or color commentary with him and stuff like that. And he said, we're going to do it at Wheaton Field. And somebody said, no. Claudia will never let it be done at Wheaton Field because it's not cut out for field hockey.
Right.
So anyway, we ended up doing it at Vineland High School, Gatone Stadium. Super game. And your niece set the record, right?
Yeah,
Scoring record at that game. And we had that televised, and she took over the ball to Grandma Claudia, and gave her that, and I'm sure that was something your mom will always remember.
Absolutely. Yeah, she loved her field hockey for sure. Absolutely.
And she has quite a family too. That she comes from the Stelz family, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know them and good people as well. So at least you got good genes on both sides.
That's right.
So you couldn't lose there.
No, I appreciate it.
And I have to say, his father, Rich, was my city solicitor the entire time. The 12 years I was mayor of the city of Millville, and I was still there another 8 years as the vice mayor and things like that. But very good. In fact, Lou Thompson was just talking about your dad and what a great job he did as city solicitor. In the modern history, until Brock Russell took it over when your dad retired, there was only 3 city solicitors in Millville. Ed Miller, who became a Superior Court judge, Bill Forrester, who also became a Superior Court judge, and then Rich McCarthy. So for like 50 years, it was the 3 of them, one of the 3 that was there and did that. And then I guess about the time that I'd gone back to the Freeholder Board and Lou Thompson was retiring, I think your dad figured out it's time for him to retire. But does he play golf or anything?
No, he likes he does the glass history and stuff like that.
That's right, I forgot about that. Yeah.
He's really into history, so he sticks to his stuff. Sharp, right? And he always had the answer, right?
Yes, he did. That's true. I needed it.
Yep.
He was our city solicitor. He would tell me and a lot of times you need that because being, a citizen, as an elected official, we don't know the law, but Rich knew the law, and we'd say this. He'd go, nope, you can't do that because of this. And he kept and guided us in a really good direction. And of course, like I say, I've known him since I was 6 and he was 5. He was a year behind me in school. And your grandmom, B, was our Cub Scout master. Your dad and I were in the Cub Scouts together, Boy Scouts together. We went to St. Mary's for 8 years. But, you were mentioning off camera, we're talking about age situation for going to school. Well, Rich, when's your dad's birthday, do you know? What month?
October 25th.
Okay. So he's similar to me. What happened was going to St. Mary's back in the 50s, you didn't go to kindergarten. You went right to first grade. So at 5 years old, I was in first grade. And Rich was too the next year, I'm sure, because his birthday was October. So I actually was a senior at 16. My birthday is December the 12th. So I was a senior at 16 years old. And then in December, I turned 17. And then the interesting thing in my life, sometimes I got to put all these jobs I've had, Jim, down. You wouldn't believe them all. There's got to be 30 at least.
Wow.
Going to college and all this kind of stuff. But what was really neat was when I graduated high school, a week later I went to Glassboro State College and took 9 credits because I wanted to be a teacher. Mm-hmm. And in October of '63, the assistant superintendent of school, Ed McCrinsky, who was friends with my parents, he said, "What's Jim doing?" He said, "Oh, he wants to be a teacher." He said, "Yeah." They said, "Yeah, he's going to Glassboro now." Well, believe it or not, in those days, you only needed 6 credits to substitute, and I had 9. So at 17 years old, I taught Joan Suey Cooper at Miss Baumhoff's class at Wood School, and that was in October of '63. So I hadn't even turned 18. My 18th birthday, I taught girls phys ed at Bacon School. That was an interesting situation with that one. But it was neat. And then I got to know I love teaching. I love kids, and I know you do too.
Absolutely, yeah.
So that's what really made it worthwhile. And I taught, and I've started teaching full-time in Millville in January of '66. They expanded to 7th grades, and just have a lot of great memories and a lot of good people that I was able to teach with and have opportunities to teach the students as well. So I've been lucky. And you did for what, 10, 12 years?
10 years, 10 years I taught the Millville culinary program. We were a little home ec shop, and then we actually, my final 2 years, they expanded and built that new kitchen. Have you seen the new kitchens over there?
No, I haven't.
Oh, they're state of the art, and they're gorgeous. It was enjoyable. I loved teaching. I loved being with the kids, and it was good. But I just I got to the point where meal prep took off, and I couldn't do both with having everything organized the way it should be.
Right.
They're giving the attention that was needed. So that's when I got to the point where I was like, I got to pick one. And so I picked to do meal prep, catering, and here I am today. And that's where we're going to be. That's for sure.
Well, it's interesting too, Jim. When I was teaching school, and you're a prime example of this, I'd say to the students, do what you love. That's what's important. And at that time, back in the 60s, the parents were pushing their kids to go to college, which was understandable because a lot of their parents didn't get to go to college. And a lot of the kids liked fixing cars or doing maintenance work or building things.
With their hands, right?
Yeah, exactly, which I can't do, and I envy them that they could. I said, do what you love. That's what's important because you do it all your life and you might as well enjoy it. And you were able to mix that to the point where you realized you love doing what you're doing now, being in business with the T-Bolt Catering and with your food truck and all the things that you've been able to do. And one of the good things too, Jim, is you do get to have students, you get to hire students.
Yeah, so a lot of my workers right now, they're 14, 15, they work papers obviously, but they're great. And they're so fresh, right? So they are a complete open canvas. They don't have any bad habits as far as cutting or everything like they need to learn, and so they take it all in, and they're amazing. And that's a lot of my workers are right now. They're young and they're very ambitious.
That's super. That really is to be able to have that, and be able to share all the good things. And boy, I tell you what, this is fabulous, folks. When we come back, talk a little bit more about the food program that you can get. You can get it. Just go online. And, you see www.boltcatering.com.
Yep, and that's exactly where you...
And George just put it up here. Yep. So you see www.boltcatering.com, and it's boltcatering@gmail.com.
Yeah, that's for an email, yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and right. But to do the ordering, you go to www.boltcatering.com,
yep.
And I guess you could call if you needed to at 856-213-2579. We'll be back with Jim McCarthy, the owner of Bolt Catering, right after these messages.
The most important decisions a family can make are usually made around the kitchen table. At DeMarco Luisi Funeral Home, we believe pre-planning and the difficult decisions you face with the loss of a loved one should also be made around the comfort of a table, like a family. Our friendly, kind, and compassionate staff is committed to helping you get through this most difficult time. In your time of need, trust DeMarco Luisi Funeral Home, Vineland.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
In Cumberland County, let's recycle right. We recycle cardboard, paper, aluminum, tin, and plastics number 1 and 2. Look for the 3-arrow triangle usually on the bottom of the plastic container. The number in the center determines the plastic number. Remember to recycle only number 1 and 2 plastics. Plastic bags, plastic film, hoses, and wires are not recyclable. They can damage sorting equipment and create hazardous working conditions. Don't trash our future. Do the right thing. Remember, reduce, reuse, and recycle.
Hey, check this out. Hernia repair. That ain't nothing, man. Kidney surgery. That's nothing. Gallbladder removal.
That's nothing. Spinal repair. I don't see nothing.
Exactly.
Minimally invasive robotic surgery at Inspira Health. Scar so small, it's almost like nothing ever happened.
How'd it happen?
She showed up dead on arrival.
This never gets easier.
It does when you call CarShield before your car breaks down. Look at these prices. The camshaft, transmission, engine.
Don't people know? A plan through CarShield could protect up to 5,000 parts and systems.
You hate to see it.
An out-of-warranty car is going to break down eventually.
Right, which is why they need a plan through CarShield. Those expensive repair bills get paid and at the mechanic of their choice. They're notifying the family.
Poor guy. He doesn't even know what's coming.
Another victim of senselessly expensive repair bills. Can't save them all.
But we can keep trying. Didn't have to end this way. If he'd have just called CarShield before his car broke down.
Exactly.
Protect yourself from the unprecedented rise in cost for parts and repairs. Call now to save money with your price lock guarantee. Call CarShield now.
Call 1-800-890-2387.
Get to watch TV.
There you go.
Welcome back to Around South Jersey. Jim McCarthy, owner of Bolt Catering, is our guest. And Jim, it's amazing. Jim and I were talking during the commercial break about the food and the protein. And protein is what gives your body the energy to keep going, and it doesn't spike your blood sugar. And, I found myself, rarely do I do. You know what I've been able to find too, Jim? I had the sleeve surgery, so that helped me lose the weight. Mm-hmm. One of the things, I can't eat spaghetti. I can't eat macaroni and cheese. I can't, remember the old-fashioned chicken pot pie in Millville? Square things?
Right,
can't eat them. Not at all.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of things I can't eat, which is good because they're all high calorie.
My mom makes that chicken pot pie every
my
now
God.
and again.
Yeah, so God bless her. But because of the way the sleeve's set up, I just can't eat those. But I have found something that's neat. It's vegetable pasta. It's in a bag.
Mm-hmm.
Bird's Eye makes it.
Right.
And it looks like, noodles, pasta noodles. And I eat that, and, I really enjoy that, even though it isn't pasta. It's vegetable, but it tastes good, And again, and I know I'm sure these things taste good because you put a lot into it. But I can't believe, folks, this platter, which is the meatball,
the
Korean barbecue meatballs,
Mm-hmm.
this has 66 grams of protein. That's fabulous. It really is. It's unbelievable.
So, my goal every day, like I said, is to stick to 200 grams of protein per day.
Wow.
That's the ideal. That's what I want to do because I want to maintain that weight. It's 200. I do a lot of exercise and workout every day. And so that's my main thing is what weight do you want to be at? And you should be about 1 gram per protein per ideal weight that you want to be at. And that helps curb all those cravings that you have late night because if you're eating that protein throughout the day, you're not going to be hungry for what being, and that's what happened with me. I'd be up, down, all around because I never followed the macros. So when I'm on a food truck all summer, what would happen is I'm getting in great shape and eating meal prep, and then all summer long I'm looking at French fries all day. So it was really these last 6 months of just dialing in on the macros and understanding how much or where I want to be as far as my protein count goes, and that really curves how my hunger is throughout the day. I don't really have a hunger for the sweets, but because I eat right throughout the day, and
That's amazing. Now, what would you have for breakfast, Jim?
So I generally eat around 12 is where I start my day, and so
noontime?
Noontime. Yeah,
me too.
You're right. So I mean, majority of
you're in
stuff
the
I
food
start with
business.
lunch.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I mean, but I do. We have actually an egg bake on this week, so I do like them little egg bakes that we make. I do. It's peppers, onions, eggs, but I actually put cashew cream in it. Again, it just adds that healthy fat, but also increases the protein count.
Yeah.
So if you're not a nut allergy, but that's the only issue. If you have a nut allergy, but it increases your protein. That's what also increases the protein in the meatballs. There's cashew in there, so that's what makes the protein count a little higher. And the healthy fats also help sustain your hunger.
Yeah, that's a really, and as you mentioned, I found that I had the protein bars and the protein for dinner, and try to skip the carbs where I can. And as we talked about, baked sweet potato, regular baked potato, very, very good. And as I mentioned too, even the vegetable pasta makes me think I'm having carbs, but it's vegetable.
Right.
It's delicious and it's vegetable. But again, you need protein. I need to have some type of protein with that, whether it be shrimp or scallops or something. That I'm pretty much a pescatarian. Occasionally I will eat meat, but it would maybe be a meatball or something like that. But most of the time, Jim, I haven't eaten a steak in 30 years.
Oh, wow.
In fact, it's funny. I had a friend who was a vegetarian years back. We used to walk together at the health club. And he was saying to me, and I told him, I was out campaigning, and I went to the dinner that evening. I hadn't eaten during the day because I was so busy campaigning. And they had a big filet mignon. And that's the last steak I've eaten like 30 years ago was. And that thing felt like it sat in my stomach for a week. I couldn't digest it.
Yep.
And he said, that's because you're not normally used to eating it. Your system is not up to that. And this is another interesting story. My grandfather, after my grandmother passed away, he had what they call lady friend, and she was a vegetarian. This is back in the 60s. And she was like maybe 65. My mother and my aunt were in their early 40s. She looked as young as them, and she lived to be 102 years old as a vegetarian. So, I mean, again, what you eat is very valuable. Oh, speaking of that, got a vegan restaurant that opened right across the street from us here on 415 High Street. And in fact, Eric, I go to Wildflowers, he was talking about that opening up. Do you know Rick Cott, the Millville police officer?
Yes, absolutely.
Have you seen him? He's a vegan. He's vegan.
Yeah, right.
It's like, wow, he looks fantastic.
Right, yep.
And now he and his wife, they prepare everything. God bless them. Although Wildflowers prepares it for you, and I'm sure this lady would too. But what you have here, I mean, is so healthy that, so folks just go to the website, and I have the whole menu. I think, George, there's the website, www.boltcatering.com. Go to that now, and then they could see all the things you have.
Yeah, we do vegan options too.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's right. I did see that as well.
The brownies are vegan. Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yep.
That's wonderful to be
trying to hit a range of everybody. My goal was to help people. That's what I want to do, right?
Yeah.
I mean, one of our customers, I don't want to say her name on the air, but lost 50 pounds in 2 months.
Wow.
She posted that on Facebook a couple weeks ago. And she's Millville, you probably know her. But so people are getting results, and that is the key. That's why I do what I do. I love when people are getting these results. I love helping people. So that's also what my passion, or why I have such passion, right? You say you work your passion, you never work a day of your life.
That's true.
And it's all about helping people with achieving their health goals.
And you see in the upper right-hand part of your screen the Caribbean jerk jackfruit.
Yeah, that's our vegan option this week. Well, there's a couple of them. We have the cannellini beans and then the citrus lentil salad.
Well, that's another neat thing, Jim. I didn't realize until I've been watching, because of the cancer, watching things to eat, and beans, lentil beans, garbanzo beans. They are all good for you. They're protein, folks. It's like, my goodness, I just love them. It's like, this is super. And again, as you do 200 grams of protein a day?
Yes, yep. Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's fabulous. Wonder what the average person does.
Yeah, it all depends. I mean, I try to, like I said, I'm working out probably two times a day. And it's not me. I don't crazy. I walk in the morning. I walk every morning. I get my 45 minutes in, and then I get like 5 to 10 minutes of a set in, and I do that like two, 3 times a day. So whenever I can fit it in, you know, you have young kids, you have to,
Yeah,
you
you're
kind of,
right.
you
Yeah.
work out when you can.
Yeah.
So that's been my main goal, is just to get that exercise in. So yeah, that's why if you're going to eat the protein, at least if you're going to have the 200 grams or whatever, you want to make sure that you're using them. So that is key.
Wow, that's amazing. It really is. But again, folks, in fact, the one bad thing, I got to tell you, years ago, the Atkins diet was all protein.
Yes.
And that wasn't necessarily healthy. I did that because I've always been fat. I've always worked with problems with obesity. And this was back maybe the 70s it was. And I had that, and I lost weight. But the bad thing was I got kidney stones because it calcified, you know, for whatever, high protein, with that not having anything other than that type of stuff.
Right.
That caused me to get some kidney stones. They were painful, I will say that. But some of the Atkins program, the protein part is not bad. In fact, I've had some Atkins bars that look pretty healthy, you know, and that type of stuff. So, Jim, what would be the best thing for me to like squeeze in lieu of the power bar? Is there anything?
So that's what I would say. The cookies,
Okay.
the cookies or the brownies would be that.
That's super.
Yeah.
Geez, I can eat cookies for breakfast
That's
or lunch. I'm like you. I don't get up till
Yeah.
Now
but,
that's another thing. What's your schedule?
So I'm up at 4 every morning.
Oh my God!
I'm up at 4. I do my walk every morning. That sets my my tone for the day. So I call it my walk with God. And so I get it and I ask, hey, what do I need to do today? And I that sets my agenda, and that's how I've been doing that. I did that. I've done for like 55 days straight, and I've had such great success, and I'm on the top of my game more than I ever was, and I can only see myself getting better. So
wow. So what time do you go to bed?
9:30, 10 o'clock, 10:30, depends on if you know.
So you get 6 hours sleep.
Yeah. Yep.
You're lucky.
Yeah.
You don't,
and well, listen, I get naps in on the weekends when I can. This time of year, no. But you know,
busy.
it's so. But the Memorial Day, I got a nice like 2-hour nap in, so I make sure I get, because sleep is very important. Sleep, you need your 8 hours is very good, but I've found that I can get by with 6 for a little bit of time. Now it will catch up to me, and then like July will hit, and and that's how my season kind of goes. I work for about 2-3 months really, really hard, and then July will hit, and it kind of eases up a little bit. And then so I kind of get my rest when July comes, and then September ramps back up. October's pretty crazy. November's in the middle again, and then December's pretty good, busy, and then January hits, and we're strictly meal prep. So it's not crazy. It's just sometimes there's peak seasons. Tough. Because you got to know when it's coming.
Yeah, that's a good point. Now, you said one of the specialties you're doing now is a lot of weddings, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. We got 3 coming up this week.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's
holy cow.
That's the intricate detail stuff. I love doing that. But it's definitely like it's the season for it, and then you get it. Okay.
That's true.
And then you come out in July hits, and you're like, okay. But that's some of our catering. That's our taco bar, nacho bar. So we do full on display for caterings, and people love that. That's they want to see all the food displayed. It looks nice and pretty when they show up. Individual packs so they can grab and go. You know, it's good like conversation food when you're eating it. You see that. Oh wow, that's cool. Like, our nacho bar is one of our biggest hits.
Well, I've had many of these delicious things you see on your screen when I go to the events at the Thunderbolt Club, because you do their catering for them and do a fabulous job. And that's where I've had many of Jim's items, and again, very good, very healthy, very tasty, and that's amazing that you've really gotten something that you love to do, and that's really neat to be able to do that. So for the catering, I guess they can go to your website.
So there's 2 different sides to click on when you first get into our homepage. It has our meal prep side, and then it has our event catering side.
I see.
And so we have the food truck. We have our brunch display, which you're looking at right there. That's good timing. So we do a lot of brunches and showers, for brides and stuff, and we do the weddings themselves. So you can different ranges and different kind of styles of what kind of meets their needs. I mean, that's the goal is to reach as many people as possible with our food. And then and being, you got to be able to be flexible with serving different lifestyles.
Yeah, well, I mean, you've got great choices too, healthy choices, anything you want to have, and it's that opportunity to get some great food, and that's something that Jim offers. And now with a food truck, do you go out to events or do people hire
So
you to
majority
come?
of stuff we do right now is private. So we'll go
see.
to
Okay.
right to so we have a graduation party coming up. I think the 9th of June. I think they're coming up. But we pull up right to the house,
Right.
and your guests just come out and they get whatever they want. We're there for 2.5 hours, and they come and eat whatever they want. So it's not like they have to come up there and order the whole menu. They can come up one little thing at a time, and then
that's
they
super.
come right back. A lot of our popular items. We have our egg rolls on there, but we do our funnel cake. I think we mentioned this earlier or not, but
Yeah.
fried Oreos, a funnel cake. Yep. So all that stuff does
Are you
really
eating
well.
fried Oreos?
Mm-hmm. Right on the food truck. Yeah.
Oh my
yeah.
God, they sound fabulous. Like,
Not the healthiest, and that's
no, I was going to say calorie-wise. I don't
That's
know.
right. No, it's not. And again, that's why I stick to this meal prep, because every year I'd balloon back up because I sit on the food truck for 80 hours a week. So it's good to have the balance, right?
Yeah, that's true. But I'm proud of you. You look great. You've doing healthy meals,
Appreciate it, yep.
and folks, it's something that when you think about it, especially with husband and wife both working, and you got responsibility. This is nice to be able to have this food prepared for you by Bolt Catering, and it's vacuum sealed. I guess is what
Vacuum
you call
sealed,
it.
yep.
And it keeps for.
So from delivery, it'll hold for 7 days in your fridge.
Okay, so you have a whole week. So you want to order your week's worth of food, and you can just put it in your refrigerator. And what do you recommend, Jim, for cooking it? Microwave or?
So yeah, I mean, my personal way is the way it's heated. So majority, if you're making the meatballs, I'd throw them in a saute pan. Obviously, that's not always the case. You're traveling, you're riding, you're whatever. So yeah, so the best way would be microwave for about 1:30. Add a little bit of water to the meatballs, and then you're good. You're good to go. Give them a stir. If it's sometimes it's depending on the microwave power or whatever, it could
Right.
go a little longer, but. I mean, generally, microwave is the easiest way. If you're getting some of our nut crust stuff, the best way to heat them up is an air fryer. Because we cook a lot of the stuff in the convection oven, which is essentially a large air fryer.
Oh, okay.
So some of the stuff you throw right in the air fryer, and that's great. So if you have one of those, that's really ideal. But microwave works.
That's I hardly ever use my stove. I just use the microwave. I know my daughter gets on me about it, whether it's healthy to use or what. But it certainly works well for me with anything that I have, and it works out well. But this is fantastic, folks. When you think about it, you just go to the website, take a look at it. Go to www.boltcatering.com and look at the meals. You see the healthy meals, you see the protein, you see the vegan meals, whatever you're looking for. Jim, you must have at least a dozen different choices, right?
Yeah. We have the 5 of the Shredder program. We have the Elite Athlete. We have 3 items, and then we have a bunch of snacks in there too. But the low calorie, we have another 3 items, and then vegan, we have 3. So that's you're right around 20. We have our egg bake this week. We do bulk too, so you can get like a pound of chicken for like $15 already prepared. Now you put it in a pan you can buy the vegetables on the side too, and you can cook your whole family meal.
Oh, that's super. So that's
a
great
different
for the whole
different
family.
option
Yeah.
is buying like the stuff in bulk and then cooking that for home. So there's multiple different avenues that you can choose.
Yeah, that's really neat. I hadn't thought about the family. I'm thinking more of the individuals, but for that, you can buy the chicken by the bulk and then get your vegetables and whatever your own side dishes. But boy, one thing Jim said earlier, folks, and I tell you, I had the nutritionist from ShopRite. We did a show several years ago, monthly show, and she said what Jim said: shop the outer ring of the stores, because the processed food is in the center part. Oh, one thing I did find, this is interesting, folks, and again, it's great protein. If you're looking to have a pasta, there's a garbanzo pasta. It's called, anyway, it's like chickpea pasta. And I enjoy that. And I don't think most people would know it's not, carb spaghetti, that it's protein spaghetti. Right. And, there's some, in fact, one of my friends, Jason, he makes for me mac and cheese using garbanzo pasta. That I can eat, but the protein pasta I can't, or the vegetable pasta I cannot eat because of the sleeve surgery. And let me say something too. Jim's talking about quality of food and things that you eat. If you want to, I know, I doubt I'd be alive today if it wasn't for Dr. Atiyah. he is my surgeon who does the sleeve surgery. I had the band, and that didn't work. And look at Chris Christie, the poor guy, didn't work on him. But I did have the band. I had to take it out. Didn't work. I lost 100, put 100 back on. But with the sleeve surgery, I've lost over 100. I've kept it off.
That's great.
And it, and again, it makes you feel better. I have more energy, and I try to walk as often as I can. And there are things that you want to do because you want a quality of life as you age, like I am. That you want to be able to still do things and take a walk on the beach or get down the shore. In fact, I was down to Wildwood Sunday night before the riots hit, or whatever.
Yeah, right.
But
No, crazy.
we had a lot of people on the boardwalk, and but it's neat. But they're having troubles at Ocean City. They had a stabbing and all that kind of stuff. It's the young.
It's bizarre.
It really is.
It's crazy.
It's sad. But anyway, I always loved the Ocean City boardwalk. And
Me too.
Wildwood is busy. It's for the younger kids. I mean, the brides and things like that. But one of my best friends owns a home in Wildwood, so we get down to this house, and then we get out to the boardwalk. And in fact, it was nice too, Jim. I met some really nice people, sitting at a table, just you run into different people, and that's a pleasure. And you get to meet lots of people, don't you? With the food truck things and all the catering.
Yeah, it's good.
And
Always see like an old friend that I at an event. I'm like, what's going on? I haven't seen him in years since high school or whatever. And that is true that it comes up a lot with the food truck, especially with catering and weddings too.
I was going to say weddings. I'll bet you get a lot of that as well. And of course, the McCarthy family is one of the most famous families in the city of Millville, because your mom is amazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like, wow, Claudia McCarthy, 50-year coach of field hockey for Millville High School, and she's still teaching behind the wheel training, right?
Yep. Should be done in the fall, but she's still got a few more to go.
There's a lady with lots and lots of energy, and no wonder you have so much energy. I forgot about that.
That's
you
it.
Got those good genes.
That's her. Yeah,
from the stealth side of the family.
She does not stop moving, and that's probably where I got it from. Absolutely.
It's interesting. I get bored easy, so I got to try to keep doing something. It's like I enjoy doing this, and I just boredom sets in for me, so I want to do things that you're never bored. You're busy. You're working. Do you ever figure how many hours a week you must put in?
It ranges. So again, this time of year, it's about 80 to 90.
Wow.
But then again, July hits and it's back to 50 or 60. But
just 50 or 60. And only 200 grams of protein, folks.
That's what it takes. But again, but a lot of it's I'm sitting at home in front of a computer too. I'm writing menus, I'm writing invoices, I'm doing stuff. So it's not all on my feet grinding away. I mean, a lot of it is 50 hours a week, definitely on my feet grinding away. But a lot of it's in front of a computer, which it's. You take the good with the bad, and you go with it.
George,
I enjoy it.
You want to put up for the last time the website and everything, if you would. There you see it, folks, and there's the QR code that's on there as well that you can take off. But it's www.boltcatering.com and boltcatering@gmail.com. And then, of course, the phone number 856-213-2579. So you can have the food truck come to your house. Maybe you're having a get together, big barbecue, and you've got a pool. This is nice. You can let Jim make the food for you. You don't have to worry about doing that.
I got you covered.
Yep. And then for if you're getting weddings or you're having any kind of get together, he can cater that for you as well. And then of course the great quality food that he's putting out that's there for you to get healthy food, and it's stays for 10 days. So
pretty much, from delivery, it's 7 days.
7 days after you deliver. Just put it in the refrigerator, and then either pop it in the microwave or, do it on the stove if you want to warm it up or something on a skillet. But
and our ordering window is open for Thursday till 12. So you still have time this week to get your order in, and we'll get it to you delivered Friday or Saturday this week, depending on where you're located. We go Mullica Hill to West Deptford, Bridgeton, Millville, Vineland.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's fantastic.
A lot of logistics, but we make it work.
That's amazing. Wow, that is wonderful.
We just started shipping too, so we shipped to North Jersey. Amy Shannon. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that's a good lady.
Yep,
that's for sure.
Absolutely.
That's another great family, the McCarthy family, the Shannon family, two really good families here in the city of Millville that have given back, and Jim's given us great food. And in fact, I'll see him maybe Monday night, right?
Yes. We got the awards banquet for
the athletic
scholarships.
Right.
Yep, at the
Thunderbolt Club. And that's another great place to be able to go out and have some wonderful food. and Jim has got Bolt Catering, and he'll certainly be there to cater the meals for you. Jim, thanks for coming in.
Thank you, sir.
I can't wait to go home and eat one of these cookies or brownie. Only one today.
That's all you need. It really curbs your hunger for sure.
Yeah, that's the truth. Protein in a cookie. Is that not amazing, folks? Protein in a cookie. 7 grams of protein in this cookie. That's so great. Now, Jim, you're not eating 40 cookies to get that 230
no.
cookies.
There's still quite a bit of carbs in there. 22 grams of carbs per cookie too. So comes from the banana.
Yeah.
But there's still Yep.
Yeah, and that's another good thing too, to try to eat fresh fruit from time to time, which I find that works out pretty well for you as well.
Mm-hmm.
Jim, thanks again for coming in, and keep up the good work.
Thank you. It was
I'll
my
see
pleasure.
you at the Thunderbolt Club soon.
All right, appreciate it.
Thank you, and I want to thank George Kachia. It's wonderful to have him back. George was off for a little while, and it's great to have him back producing the show this evening. And we thank you for joining us here on Around South Jersey. We'll see you again real soon. Take care, folks. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
This has been a QBC television production in association with our partners and sponsors. QBC broadcasts on Comcast Cable Channel 22 and live streams its programming on Facebook and YouTube. All rights reserved by Quinn Media and QBC, programming that serves the South Jersey market.